Unveiling the hidden symbols and words that control your life. The power of symbols and words. In modern society, symbols and words are not merely tools of communication but mechanisms of control. When you begin to understand how these elements are manipulated, the world opens up to you in new ways. The use of symbols and words is intentional, designed to maintain a certain order and control. From everyday items like checks to the names we are given at birth, everything carries meaning that you may not immediately recognize. One of the most striking examples is the name you sign on a check. If you take a magnifying glass and examine the line where you sign your name, you will see that it is not a simple signature line but a sentence reduced to microscopic size. This seemingly insignificant detail is part of a larger system of control, designed to keep you unaware of how the world is actually operating. Footnote: the symbols and words in our everyday life are part of a complex system of control, designed to keep individuals unaware of the underlying mechanisms that govern society. Hollywood and the Magic Wand. A fascinating example of symbolic manipulation lies in the connection between Hollywood and the ancient magical practices of the Druids. The Druids, a magical priesthood that existed in Europe long before the Roman Empire, used symbols that still resonate today. One of the most powerful symbols was the magic wand, traditionally made from the wood of the holly tree. The name Hollywood is not coincidental. Hollywood, the center of the film industry, carries with it the legacy of the Druidic magic wand. The films and media we consume are infused with this same magical symbolism. Hollywood wields immense power in shaping perceptions, using the same ancient tools to influence and control the public. Footnote: Hollywood draws on ancient magical traditions, such as the Druidic use of the holly tree, to create powerful symbols that shape public perception and control societal narratives. Symbols and words in power structures. The use of symbols extends beyond entertainment and permeates the political and economic systems that shape our lives. National symbols like flags, coats of arms, and presidential seals, as well as corporate logos, are not just decorative, they are charged with meaning and power. For instance, the symbol of the eye on the Columbia Broadcasting System, CBS, logo connects directly to the Illuminati, a secret society believed to control global power structures. The name Columbia, which appears in entities such as Columbia University, Columbia Pictures, and Columbia Broadcasting, has deep ties to these occult symbols. Understanding these symbols opens a new perspective on how the world operates, revealing the hidden forces that influence global affairs. Footnote: national and corporate symbols are not mere logos, they carry historical and occult significance, representing power structures that influence global affairs. The magic of words, swords and courts. Words, when carefully examined, take on a magical quality. As William Henry suggests, adding an S to the word word turns it into swords, indicating that words are sharp and have the power to cut. This is particularly evident in legal language. The word court has a double meaning: it refers to a space for legal proceedings, but it also evokes a place where a game is played. In a court of law, the game is to return the ball, or responsibility, back to the other party. The judge, dressed in a black robe, symbolizes a figure of authority and control, much like the priests of ancient religions who wore similar robes. The symbolism of the courtroom is not by accident, it is part of a larger system designed to maintain control through language and ritual. Footnote: words have a magical quality that influences both legal and societal systems, with the courtroom serving as a ritual space designed to enforce control through symbolic language. The law of water and land. In ancient times, two primary types of law governed society: the law of the land and the law of water. The law of the land pertains to the physical realm where people live, but the law of water is far more powerful. The law of water was developed under the ancient Phoenician Canaanite system and is connected to the maritime admiralty laws that govern much of the modern world. These laws are not merely theoretical but are embedded in the structures of society, controlling everything from commerce to governance. The idea of a second self emerges from these laws, where every individual is not just a physical being but also a corporate entity governed by these occult systems. Footnote: the law of water, rooted in ancient Phoenician Canaanite traditions, is a powerful and often hidden legal system that governs modern society, particularly through maritime admiralty law. The corporate self and the legal system. In modern society, there is a dual identity, the person you are physically and the corporate you that exists in the eyes of the law. The system, designed thousands of years ago, creates a separate corporate identity for each individual, which is distinct from your actual physical being. This corporate identity is recognized in legal documents, and it is through this corporate persona that the law interacts with you. The use of your name in all capital letters on legal documents, such as bills, taxes, and identification, signifies this corporate identity. According to the law, no individual can be held accountable under the law of the land, only the corporate persona is subject to legal obligations. Footnote: Modern legal systems treat individuals as corporate entities, with all official documents reflecting the corporate identity rather than the physical person. The illusion of law and money. The law, as it applies to individuals, is an illusion. No law in the Western world applies to your physical self, it only applies to corporate entities. Similarly, the concept of paying a bill is a misnomer. According to International Maritime Admiralty law, you cannot pay a bill, you can only discharge a debt. The financial system operates on this principle, using symbols and rituals to create the illusion of payment. The use of terms like current in relation to money and court and legal proceedings all stem from this underlying magical system. By understanding how these terms are used, you begin to see the true nature of the system. Footnote: The legal and financial systems are built on illusions, where payment is not truly the transfer of money but the discharge of a corporate debt, facilitated by symbolic language. The role of Saturn and the occult law. Saturn, the ancient god of time, is central to the occult laws that govern our world. The symbolism surrounding Saturn is deeply embedded in the legal and financial systems. The black robes worn by judges and priests, as well as the use of rings and crowns, are all tied to Saturn's influence. Saturn represents inhibition and control, and his laws govern the world's systems of finance and law. The worship of Saturn is linked to the ancient Phoenician Canaanite banking systems and continues to influence modern society through its symbolic use in rituals and legal proceedings. Footnote: Saturn, as the god of time and control, plays a central role in the occult laws that govern modern legal and financial systems, symbolized by rings, crowns, and black robes. The symbolism of money and control. The financial system is built on the manipulation of symbols and terms that govern money and wealth. The word bank itself comes from the word riverbank, as banks control the flow of money, or current. Money is often referred to as current because it flows like water, and the systems of control that govern it are rooted in ancient practices. The law of water, the corporate identity, and the manipulation of financial systems are all tied together in a complex web of control. Understanding these symbols is essential for understanding the true nature of the financial system and its power over you. Footnote: The financial system operates on symbols and terms that control the flow of money, using ancient practices to maintain dominance over individuals and societies.